Hey y'all. I was gonna go to Cabela's today to get some more gear, but it currently looks like this right now where I am. Let me see if I can turn the camera around. So, I'm not really kind of going anywhere. No, because it is snowing like crazy and there's snow all over the road. I think they were calling for like possible blizzard or something like that. I don't know. So, since everybody is doing this 10-year challenge or whatever you call it, where you're posting pictures on Facebook of what you look like 10 years ago and what you look like now, I thought I'd show what my gear looked like 10 years ago and what it looks like now. All right, y'all. This is my 10-year comparison. What I carried 10 years ago versus what I carry now. First of all, my pack. This is a Stan Sport. Look at all these giant buckles and bells and whistles and everything. And this thing is huge. It just goes on forever, y'all. And it has these really thick metal things in it to, I guess, conform it to your spine. But they are so heavy. I weighed this thing just a minute ago just to see how much it weighs. And it's almost 6 pounds just for the pack. But I needed a pack this big because of all of the stuff I had to carry. So, what I carry today is this beauty right here, my Asia 58. And I probably could have gotten along with a 48, but, you know, I just wanted to make sure. So I got the 58. I figured it wasn't that much of a difference in weight. And I really love the way that this feels. And it is like, I weighed it, is just at 3 pounds, and I have stuff attached to it. That other pack is completely empty. I've got my water bottle and my hand sanitizer and stuff already attached to it. Just that is a huge difference, and it feels so much better. But yeah, 10-year challenge. What a difference. And then, so for my tent, this is what I used to carry. This is like, I think it's a Ozark Trail or something like that. This is my tent, y'all. It's got a carry handle. How about that? It's huge. It weighs a little over 6 pounds for my tent. And it didn't come with a ground sheet, so I would carry this full-on. Actually, the tarp that I used to carry was actually bigger than this, but this was the only one I could find to kind of represent it. So that's my tent, my fly, my poles, all that stuff. It's giant, which is why I needed the big pack. So now what I carry is this little tiny thing, the Nemo Hornet 2. I'm so excited to actually start living in this thing. So this is the tent and the poles. And you can put these together in one pack, but the way they have this designed, you can do it like this and kind of save some pack space. I didn't want to have to pay all that money for the footprint, so I just made my own out of the same kind of green tarp, but I cut it and it's just, it weighs nothing. It looks like it's heavy, but it weighs nothing, and it folds down so tiny. So just to kind of, so you can compare, look at the difference. It's hilarious, just hilarious. So that was my tent. And then this was my cook set. And yes, folks, this was my cook set. 2 canisters of this propane fuel, which is gigantic. Look at that next to my hand. It's huge. And this giant pot. I don't know why I thought I needed this gigantic pot. And then this is my stove, y'all. This giant, like, car camping stove. This was my stove. Then it kind of just hooks on there and you cook off of it. So this is my cook set now. So crazy. I actually will get a smaller one, but this is the one I have, and so I want to use it up. So I will start with this bigger one, but then I'll switch it out for the smaller ones as I get going. So this is the fuel canister, my little pocket rocket stove, which is teensy tiny. compared to 10 years ago. Super, super tiny compared to 10 years ago. And then, so I know everybody's going to kind of dog me about this, but this is the cook set I'm going to take with me. It is bigger and heavier than most Theroux carry, but I love that it's a teapot. And it has the little nesting cups inside, because when I had that giant pot over there, I also had to bring a separate cup. But this has the cups inside. It actually has 2 cups inside, and it has the little sip lid so you can cover it and sip out of that. This opens up, and this, it looks like one, but it actually breaks down into 2 cups. These come apart. So I actually get 2 cups, and I got my little extra matches and lighter, and my spoon, actually. I've got a folding spoon. I'm not sure if I'm going to bring that yet or not. I may get one of those long-handled spoons. I haven't quite decided yet. I think I might start with this spoon and then see how it goes. But that all fits down in there, and actually the smaller fuel canister will fit down in there too. I just have to figure out how to make that work once I get it. I'm keeping the bandana in there right now because I like to have that to clean up with. That fits in there. Top goes on. And so that cook set versus that cook set. And yes, folks, I would bring both canisters with me because I was so afraid I was going to run out of fuel. So, 10-year difference. Nope. Then and now. And then, so 10 years ago, I would bring a full-on Camelback to stuff in said giant pack because I was so afraid of running out of water. An actual canteen because I was afraid of running out of water, and I thought, well, when you're hiking, you bring a canteen. And then I brought this giant thing too. It's like a 2-gallon Coleman, really actually heavy water collection thing, so I could have water at camp because I didn't want to have to go get water more than once. Versus, so all that. Plus I would have a water bottle or sometimes 2 water bottles with me in addition to all that. So this is my water system now. I have a water bottle with a mini Sawyer Squeeze on my pack. And then this I'll actually keep inside the pack with a regular Sawyer Squeeze and 1 bag. I'm going to bring 1 bag with me. And this is the 32-ounce bag. And I'm also going to try out this system I saw somebody else use. It's a kind of a heavy-duty plastic, like, grocery bag. I think I actually got this from the seafood place. Yes. Thank you, Dakota Seafood. And I have a couple of gallon Ziploc bags in here. Gallon Ziploc bags. So, what I saw somebody do was they would just take these gallons up Ziploc bags and fill them up with water, and then use this stronger bag to transport the water up to the campsite. And the Ziploc bags held enough, and if you do it right, it takes a little practice, and I did practice, and I can do it pretty good. You can get that water pretty easily into one of these or into your water bottle in order to filter it, but still have a good amount of water at camp and not have to go back and forth to the water source. But that's my Sawyer Squeeze. I'm excited to have a regular. I've only ever had the minis, but I heard that this was better for a flow rate, and I'm excited about that because that was one of the things I wasn't crazy about with the mini, was the flow rate. So that water system plus to this water system, such a huge difference that 10 years can make. My 10-year challenge, or I guess maybe it's comparison. Yeah, I think I've got better choices now, and especially that tent. My sleeping bag is different too. I have actually an older Big Agnes that I had to send out for repairs, so hopefully it'll be back soon. And I don't even have the old sleeping bag I used, but it was a giant rectangular thing that I couldn't even fit in my pack. I had to tie it on top. And then